What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest channel and podcast. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you are listening to this / watching this on YouTube, just go ahead and hit that like button while you're at it, because it's like walking into the room without turning on the light switch. I really appreciate it that you are here. And let's just go ahead and get into this conversation. I don't watch Love and Hip Hop, especially I don't watch Love and Hip Hop Miami. But rayj and his soon-to-be ex-wife, but currently wife, princesslove, they used to be on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, and now they're on Love and Hip Hop Miami. I mean, these Love and Hip Hop franchises are just 100% fraudulent, in my opinion. I'm not calling the people that are on there fraudulent, but the storylines, it leaves a lot to be desired, so I just can't. And we know a lot of these reality shows are like that anyway, but the Love and Hip Hop franchise, I'm surprised that it still comes on. So with all of that being said, I don't watch it, but I saw this article on the Jasmine brand where they were discussing a recent episode where rayj and princesslove, they were having an argument. And princesslove, she admitted to having threesomes with her estranged husband, hoping that she can keep him happy amidst their divorce. And I wanted to talk about this. And the story is that on a recent episode, she revealed these things and that she was going the extra mile to save her marriage. And it says, they get into a heated argument regarding where they stand amidst their ongoing divorce. Now, listen. They've gone back and forth during the pandemic. I believe it was in 2020, and I believe I did a conversation talking about that before, that he had filed for divorce from Princess, and then they pulled it, and then I believe she filed for divorce. It's just a lot of back and forth, right? And so with this, I don't know if this is just a storyline for the Love and Hip Hop show or if this is what's really going on in terms of the actual divorce situation. I wanted to talk about her saying that she has admitted to having threesomes with him during the divorce. So who knows what was going on before they even went to that point to keep him happy. Okay, so in this heated conversation, they're talking about when they separate, what it's going to look like. And rayj's like, you don't know what that's going to be like. If you think you can get away from me, you can't. And she says, well, I already know what it's going to look like because you've already been doing it. And he says, no, you've already been doing it, not me. I've never done it. Anything that I've ever done, you've done it with me. So they're basically talking about him screwing other females and her being a part of it. And then he reiterates, anything I've ever done, you've done it with me. Anytime I was ever effing with bees, how respectful, right? Guess who was with me? Princess was right in the effing room. And so in the confessional, Princess says that she has been with other women with him, or just alongside him watching. I don't understand why women put themselves in this position. And I get it. I'm not going to even say I don't understand why. There's just a price for morality and integrity that some people could say, oh, you never know what you'll do until you're in that situation. I don't agree with that, because if that were the case, there would be a lot more women out here that would not be struggling were they to sell themselves out. It's just not like that. Not everyone is willing to go that to that extent to be supported, to have money, to live a lifestyle that they were not able to provide for themselves. So when you sell yourself out like that, women, because let's be clear, when it comes to these situations where these women sell themselves short to be in a threesome situation with their husband or with their boyfriend or whatever, it's always the man having another female. It's never a female saying, all right, you want to have a threesome? Well, this is the guy that I want to be with us. A man would never be okay with it. And I remember years ago, there was this episode of Black Ink Cruise Chicago. And one of the guys, one of the tattoo artists, his name was Van. Okay. An ex-con. Okay. He was telling his girlfriend that he's just not happy and he's bored and he wants to spice things up and he wants to bring somebody else into this situation with them. And she's like, okay, you want to have fun? I'm down, but let me pick the person. So he's like rubbing his hands together like, okay, cool, you can pick the person. So when he and she meet up at this restaurant or wherever they were, she was sitting next to this guy. And he's like, so who's this? And she said, this is the person that I picked. He was not having it. He got up from the table. This is BS. He was cursing. Bleep, 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 bleep. Got up, stormed out of the restaurant. And that was a perfect example of exactly what I am talking about. When it comes to these guys saying that they want to have another person in the situation with them having sex, that to me, call me a prude if you want to. I'll be a prude all day long. And in actuality, I kind of am, because I would never agree to doing anything like that. I've been married for 24 years now. If my husband ever said that he wanted to have somebody else in the room with us, I would be single. You can go and do whatever you want to do. I don't need sex to survive. And that's the problem with a lot of people who operate this way. They think with what is in between their legs versus what is in their head. And when we are born into this world, we're not born having to have sex, okay? It's a desire, but it's not something that is required. So when people act like that is the end all be all, then you're not really in this for what it is supposed to be about. And if you're like that, then you don't need to settle down and get married. I believe Princess was more demanding of rayj to get married. I don't believe that they ever should have gotten married. I've said that before. And I just don't get why these females think that things are going to change if they do these threesomes with their significant other, thinking that, oh, well, this is going to make them happy. Like she said, it was never enough. It was never enough. And that's the point of what I am trying to get to. She said she did these things hoping to keep him happy, but nothing is ever enough. And that is the gist of all of this when it comes to selling your integrity and your morality for the sake of continuing to be able to live a lifestyle that you are not able to live on your own. So you will sell yourself, sell your body, allow yourself to be in the midst of having your husband or your boyfriend, your significant other, whatever you call this other person, bring another female into the room with you. Because I believe that most women that do that, I'm not saying all, but I believe that most women that do that, they're not enjoying it. It's almost in a sense like RAPE in a way, because you're kind of being, your hand is being forced. And I'm not saying that it is like the equivalent of someone putting a weapon to that person's head to say, do this or you're going to lose your life. No, I'm not saying that. But, and some people could say, oh, well, they have the right to say no if they don't want to go through it. No one's forcing them to do it. But in a way, if they're thinking about what this person is supplying me, my lifestyle has come to this, I'm utilizing a lot of what I'm being supplied with to help my family, I'm taking care of my mother, or I'm taking care of my father or my little sister or whatever. You know, it's not just about them getting high-end clothing and expensive handbags and shoes and all of that stuff, but it's about, no, this person is literally supporting my lifestyle, so I don't feel that I really have any other choice but to do this. And you sell yourself short, you sell your integrity, you sell your morality for the sake of living a lifestyle that you couldn't afford to supply for yourself, then that's the extent that you have to go to do that. Then you really are selling yourself, and you should be in a place of, you know what, I'm better than this. I don't need this. I'm hopeful that she's waking up and smelling the coffee and saying, this is not what I want to do. I'm better than this, and I'm not going to sell myself out anymore for the sake of trying to make this man happy, because I was doing these things trying to make him happy. But I believe that with the help of some substances to kind of help get you out of your head, but for those things, you probably wouldn't really be doing that in your sober state, because you kind of like have to be outside of yourself and out of your mind a little bit to go through doing this over and over again. Ray, he's like the consummate child. He is a mama's boy. He is a spoiled brat. He wants to have his way. And Princess Love, it's not all about looks, but people say, oh, well, she's beautiful. She can have anyone she wants. But I don't believe that she believes that about herself. Because I believe before she was with rayj, she was with Floyd Mayweather. And we all know that he's with multiple people. And she was one of the people that he was with. So it takes a lot to stand up and have morals and integrity and say, I'm not going to do this. This is not what I want to do. Now, again, I'm not speaking for everyone. There are some women that they like to do that stuff. Hey, if that's what you like what you like. I'm not here to judge anyone, but I'm here to say that if that's not what you want to do, don't think that you doing that is going to keep your man in the household and you feel like, oh, well, he's with me when he's doing it, so I know who he's with. Girl, if he's doing that with you, then he's doing it without you, okay? Because he does not respect you at all. So don't sell yourself out and do these things because you feel like you really don't have any other choice, because unfortunately, it's not going to get any better. And Princess Love is just one example of these threesome situations and bringing other people into your bedroom. And what is the point of exchanging vows if you're not going to keep them? You might as well not do it. And then he's threatening her to say, well, you can't ever get away with me because we have kids together. So who trapped who? Some people may say, well, she had those kids to trap him. But when he's speaking that way and she's saying she wants to get away, then who really trapped who? So guys, those are just my thoughts. You can let me know yours in the comment section. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. And until the next time, this is Beth, and I'm just being beautifully honest.